Around 5 AM or even earlier in different regions, when majority of Ukrainians were still sleeping, Russian missiles and drones started to fly above their heads. Such as, for example, in this video from the capital of Ukraine, Kiev, where the debris of the Russian they fall into a residential building. And as soon as fire started to spread down on the nearby cars, some people were risking their lives to take away the cars which are already burning away from their neighbors. Next is yet another video from Kharkiv, which is bordering with Russia next to Belgorod. And right here is the man being rescued under the rubble of the also residential building. Next is the video from Smila, located in Cherkasy region, where the entire residential area in the private sector has been literally by Russian. But arguably one of the most affected area was Dnipro, and the civilian objects, the civilian infrastructure that has been or partially damaged by Russian drones included the local mall, the maternity hospital with pregnant women inside, and also residential buildings. Next is also video from Zaporozhye region, this time where another Russian civilian infrastructure and tram station in this area. Even Kherson has also been targeted by Russians, and as a result of this, a high-rise building and its balconies were caught on fire. Next we move to Odessa, where the debris of the Russian severely damaged the foundation of the high-rise residential building, and now it is barely standing. And besides that, another civilian infrastructure that has been damaged is the local school. And ultimately, we stop at the city in the west called Lviv, where even more residential buildings, 3 schools and 1 kindergarten has also been targets for Russian. There were even reportedly 1 Russian crossed the border and which was flying above Poland, and the Polish air defense was not able to appropriately react to it. But then later on, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Poland, they made a statement, which is basically, we are very angry that Russian missile entered our airspace, please don't do it again. Most of these Russian missiles launched from the aircrafts and ships, as you can see from this video. And just right now, when you guys all heard about which kind of objects were either severely damaged or destroyed, just to recap, mostly it was residential buildings, high-rise buildings, schools, kindergartens, maternity hospitals and local malls. The Minister of Defense of Russia, Sergei Shoigu, even had the audacity to say that every single attack of Russians has been extremely precise. It was only against military targets of Ukrainians, and every single target was destroyed. And obviously, he blamed the residential infrastructure on the Ukrainian air defense forces. He's basically saying that the only reason there were distractions on the ground, it is because you guys intercepted our missiles. I mean, why would you intercept our missiles above your cities? Just let them fly, do nothing, and you're not gonna have destroyed kindergartens and school. This is the position of the Sergei Shoigu. The Western military experts already calculated the approximate cost of this attack, which equals approximately $1.27 billion. And this is the amount of money Putin spent easily in one day attacking Ukraine, when there are still so many social problems, bad roads, not enough pensions, not enough salaries for teachers, doctors, and any of these professions which actually help people. And according to Zelensky, a total of almost 160 missiles and drones were launched against Ukraine in this one night alone, making it pretty much the biggest attacks against Ukraine since the beginning of this war. And a total of 150 approximately civilian buildings and infrastructure were either severely damaged or destroyed. The Ukrainian air defense system was obviously trying to intercept as many of them as possible, being able to intercept 87 out of 90 Ha-101 missiles, but unfortunately they were not able to intercept any of the hypersonic missiles such as Kinjal or ballistic missiles, and they're also able to intercept 27 out of 36 Shahed drones. And as a result of all this, according to the representative of Ukrainian Air Force Yuri Ignat, this is unfortunately the perfect example why the West cannot delay the military support to Ukraine, including the most important one, the air defense systems, because Russians has been stockpiling missiles for a very long time, and now they unleashed probably not even their full potential. And this is the cost of the delay. And in the end, after the most recent events, probably a lot of you guys will have a question in your mind, whether us, regular Russian citizens, whether we still support the actions of Putin. Some of you might have already seen the videos by other Ukrainian YouTubers, or watched some posts on the social media, Instagram or Facebook, where they basically say that us, regular people of Russia, we cheer, welcome, we praise this attack against Ukraine. But is this actually true or not? But unfortunately, these media conglomerates, or these people who make this post on the social media, anti-Russian posts, this is the same level of media and pretty much anti-Russian propaganda, which claims that 80% of Russians are satisfied with the policy of Putin. 80%. In reality, me being Russian, I do have obviously Russian friends and relatives, and I'm gonna tell you exactly what most of us do feel. I'm talking about, once again, regular Russian civilians. Not a single of my friends or relatives is cheering for this or praising this or saying, that's so good, my morning is the best morning ever, the best New Year present I could wish for. Not a single one of them expresses even remotely close emotions to this, even the ones who consider themselves the patriots. And the only ones who truly cheer this event are these hopeless and brainwashed internet trolls, the actual, real Z patriots, living some in far remote regions in Russia, who pretty much living their miserable lives, who did not finish school, who are working on the work they hate, who living their life they do not want, who just hate their families, who just hate everyone. And the only place where they can express this toxicity, negativity, to remove this slime of hatred from their insides of their bodies is the internet. And the media is focusing on this, people, on these Z patriots, and presents them as the overall opinion of the entire Russia. While in reality, a truly independent poll showed that more than 50% of Russians at this point, they want to finish this special military operation as soon as possible. 6%, only 6% of Russians, they do want to fight until the final victory, pretty much to continue this war. And only 2% are wishing that Putin will remain their president. And another pretty interesting historic fact is that on December 29th, 1940, Nazistic Germany destroyed London. And so now, 83 years later, also on December 29th, 2023, Russia is doing the biggest attack against Ukraine. And we all know how much, just how much, Putin loves symbolism. So in this regards, another question rises. Who is the true Nazi and fascist here?